the Hood champion boxing and sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. And Don King, he found a way to lose when he had that BS fight between Daniel DuBois and his guy over there, man, Jennings or whatever, for that WBA regular title. Now, this is the thing. When that fight was announced, I was shocked, to be honest with you, that Daniel DuBois was actually getting an opportunity to fight for that WBA regular title, which really means nothing. But at the end of the day, I was still shocked to see him getting that opportunity. Not Joe Joyce or not anyone else. So I felt like, okay, Frank Warren, he missed out on the purse bid. Don King won it. But I felt that this was something that Frank Warren had somehow networked in the favor of Daniel DuBois to get in there to get an opportunity for a title. And, you know, that matters, okay? Having a belt matters. Doesn't matter what we think about the belt as far as if it brings any credibility to the fighter. But once you have a belt, that helps to put you out on the radar, okay? So DuBois goes over there to Florida to fight. I mean, there's like 200 people inside this Highlight Stadium, okay? So horrible promotion because Don King didn't want to put the money up. Ticket sales horrible. Okay, so Daniel DuBois is supposed to make about $1 million or so for this fight, and Jennings was supposed to get I think like 2.5, something like that. Anyway, there weren't enough ticket sales. It wasn't promoted properly, so there's just no money there. Okay, man, I hate to do this, man. Hey, what's up? Hey, I'll be there in a minute. I'm making a video. No, I'll be there. I'll be there at 11. Hey, see, I'm not going to edit this out because I'm making a video. I told you I'll be there at 11. Yeah, I'll be there at 11. Bye. See, that's real talk. Now I'm going to show you, right? It's I don't know if you can see that. Pull it back some. It's like 10:36. My son wants to stay out with his buddies, man. They're over at the house and everything. But I apologize for that. But what I was getting at is Don King, the ticket sales were horrible. Everything was horrible. But back on that, I don't edit stuff out my video because I'm human and things happen. So there was he just didn't have the money to pay DuBois, okay? But this is the thing. I feel that all along, because Don King's smart. Don King's a crook, okay? The man is a crook. I'm not sure what he was thinking by putting his fighter in with Daniel DuBois. Maybe he thought he could win. But Don King had to know he had to pick DuBois for a reason. There has to be a reason why he picked him. It just doesn't make sense to me for Don King to almost just sacrifice his fighter for a guy like DuBois. Why he wouldn't try to get him in there with a big fight, a real big money fight, and something legitimate that can get the proper promotion and everything else. But what's happening right now with DuBois is Don King doesn't have the money to pay him. Now, there's certain fees that Don King has proved that was put in escrow, like the fronting the money for the taxes and everything else for DuBois' purse. So that was squared away. But there's some other things out there that Don King still owes him. It could be upwards of $900,000, $1 million, right? And Don King is saying, we don't owe him anything. In fact, Frank Warren, Don King saying Frank Warren owes him money, owes Don King money. So in turn, let's just do this. Since Frank Warren owes me money, instead of him repaying me, Frank, just give DuBois that money you owe me, and we'll call it good. So Frank Warren is going crazy because he's like, look, I had nothing to do with this promotion. Don King was the promoter. He's supposed to pay the fighters. And he said this is the same thing. It's like with Tyson Fury and Dillian White. Frank Warren won the rights to promote that fight. He said that would be like asking Eddie Hearn to pay Tyson Fury and to pay Dillian White. Just because Eddie Hearn was Dillian White's promoter, that doesn't mean anything. Eddie Hearn has no legal obligation to pay anyone because he's not the one that won the rights to promote the fight. It was Frank Warren. Okay? So now you look at Don King and Frank Warren. Don King won the rights to promote the fight, so Don King should be paying both fighters, and DuBois hasn't gotten paid. So they're all pissed off right now at Don King. But there's something that, Don King's not dumb, man. He's 90 years old. He's not a fool. There are loopholes there. And the way Don King is going about, paying certain fees and paying the taxes, he's found some gray area. And he's found a way to where he's like, you know what? I'm 90 years old. I'm not giving these guys any money. And you know what? If they want to sue me, they can. And Don King knows the lawsuit means nothing because he can drag that lawsuit out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And he knows that there's nothing anyone can do about it. And that's what Frank Warren said. That's the concern. So right now, everybody's amped up looking to sue Don King. Don King has his legal team ready. Matter of fact, his lawyers have been back and forth with Frank Warren, and they're saying that Frank Warren has the money. So it's a lot of finger pointing. But what really sucks to me is Daniel DuBois, I think he actually received like a little over $100,000. Okay? So that money he has. But the difference of that and the fight purse he hasn't received. It's about $900,000 or so that he has not received. For his camp, there are certain fees with that. For his trainers, for everything, nutritionists, whatever, he has to try to pay for all that out of that $100,000, and he just doesn't have enough money to pay for everything. And what's unfortunate is after a certain amount of time, there are certain fees that haven't been paid. The responsibility falls on the fighter. And that's why it's such a pressing matter for Daniel DuBois to get his money so he can settle any of these outstanding debts that he has as a result of preparing and for that fight against Jennings. Is the name Jennings, man? I would be tripping, man. But anyway, the guy who was a Don King's fighter. And it is just really, really frustrating, man. Jennings, Trevor Bryan. It's really frustrating to see DuBois going through this because he's stressed. He's stressed. Could you imagine going out there fighting? You're winning this WBA regular title. You bring it back home. Everyone wants to celebrate. A day goes by, a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, a month goes by, and no money, no fight purse. And you basically were doing everything on credit or on your own dime to get yourself prepared and over to that other country to fight, thinking that on the back end you're going to finally get your pay, you can settle all your debts, and there's nothing there. And that is absolutely crazy, man. 90-year-old promoter, Don King, out here screwing people. But it's real unfortunate, man. I hate to see a young guy like DuBois having to sue Don King, man. It's just, sue anyone. Like, you just wish that business could just be done, fairly, and everyone be honest, stakeholders in the process, man. And that's just not what you're getting. So you're talking about $300-something thousand lawsuit, and then another, $600,000-700,000 for lack of pay. So when you round it all out, it's close to $1 million or so that this man is looking to get from Don King, and it's just really frustrating, man. But Don King Promotions, you would think at the end of his career as a promoter, Don King would want to get from underneath that negative light of being a crook, taking advantage of fighters, being a liar. Okay, he hasn't. He's going out. You know, he's going out on his shield. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and take advantage of whoever I can, and he just doesn't care. I think he's old now. He's who knows what kind of health issues he has. He lost his wife, and he really doesn't have a promotional company anymore, man. All that's kind of falling apart, and he's just out here not caring. It's real unfortunate. I'd be shocked to find out that Don King did the right thing and that somehow Frank Warren's at fault. I just don't think Frank Warren's at fault. I just don't think so. It's really, really unfortunate, man. But anyway, DuBois, he needs to figure out what he's going to do. He needs to get back in that ring and get back in that ring sooner than later. But he may not be able to get up there and fight, man, because if there's still fees that DuBois hasn't paid, especially to the WBA, because you know that there are fees. When you're a contender for a belt, you pay fees as well as the champion. And if DuBois isn't able to pay those fees, which he's not going to want to pay out of his own pocket, he's going to use the money from that fight purse. But if he doesn't want to pay those fees, he's going to lose that belt. So everything that he did was almost a waste of time, you know, and it sucks that it can end up happening that way for him, man. It really does suck. And Frank Warren is adamant. He says, I don't owe Don King any money. He's like, hey, I've never owed him any money. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And he says that, you know, he did one show with Don King in 25 years. And he said one show, and that was the last one. That one show is something they did 10 years ago. And he says, as far as him owing Don King money, man, you know, hey, why hasn't he sued me? Why is this coming up now? So again, it's just all, you know, smoke and mirrors, BS. Really unfortunate, man. And they just want Don King to take the money out of his pocket and shoot it on over there to DuBois, put it in DuBois' pocket. But it is what it is. Don King claims he's never not paid a fighter, and these guys can stop with slandering his name and trying to defame his character, because he's a man of integrity, and he's always taking care of fighters. Like Don King has said before, all these fighters who claim he robbed them, right? He's like, all these fighters claim I robbed them, claim I did them so bad that I took them out the ghetto and turned them all into millionaires. That's right. I did them so bad that I took them out the ghetto and made them all millionaires. And that's how Don King sees things, man. He's a dude. He's just a basket case, man. He's horrible. But anyway, hopefully Danny DuBois can get his stuff situated. I doubt it's going to happen. Like I said, the lawsuits are out there in place now, but that's going to drag out. Danny DuBois will never get his money. It sucks. I don't know what his promoter could have done. I don't know what he can do aside from sue, but lawsuits drag out, and it is what it is. But that being said, man, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Don King is still out here, you know, just being as foul as ever. And it sucks for Danny DuBois, because this really should have been that opportunity to catapult himself right up there in the mix with the AJs, the Wilders, the Usyks, the Helleniuses, you know. I mean, he's there. Like JoJo, like, to me, those are the, like, Wilder, AJ, Usyk, Fury. That's the upper echelon, right? Then right underneath that you have Dillian White, Ruiz, Hellenius. You know, then below that you have more like a Chisora, Joe Joyce. You know, you got DuBois. You know, so they're like 1, 2, like, you know, probably that third level down. You know, but doesn't mean that he doesn't have the talent. But I think with this belt and that opportunity could have really bubbled him up, probably, you know, right there at that first, maybe that lower tier, that tier just one step lower than the Fury, the Deontay Wilders. But now he's just a whole just problem that nobody's gonna want to deal with because he has a super messy situation, and no one's gonna want to deal with him, and it just sucks. So Don King could have derailed DuBois' career. Who knows, man? Because with him still owing fees and not wanting to pay fees, and who knows what else is going on, DuBois' career could be over. Who knows, man? Because who's gonna want to get entangled in that crap? Sucks, man. But that being said, you guys keep cool. Appreciate the support. Shout out to the veterans, and I'm in the breeze.